Today, we're diving into one of the most famous, most powerful texts in all of Mahayana Buddhism, the Heart Sutra. It's this incredibly short piece of writing, just a couple hundred characters, but it packs in a universe of wisdom. It's dense, it can be a real mind bender, but it's also just beautiful. So let's unpack what makes it so important. The whole thing kicks off with a single, crucial question. Just imagine being there, a student who really wants to get it, to understand the true nature of things. Asking a master, okay, but how do you do it? How do you actually live this profound wisdom you talk about? So, let's really set the scene here. And I want you to forget any idea of some stuffy, formal lecture. This whole amazing conversation happens on a legendary mountain. And get this, the Buddha himself is right there, but he's completely silent, just absorbed in deep meditation. Okay, so who are the main players? We're on Vulture Peak in India. The Buddha's there, surrounded by his top students, the great monks, and these incredible beings called bodhisattvas, who are all about reaching enlightenment for everyone. The question comes from a guy named Sariputra, who is known for being super smart. But here's the twist. The Buddha doesn't answer. The answer comes from Avalokiteśvara, the bodhisattva of immense compassion. And this is where we get to the absolute heart of it. Answering Sariputra's question, Avalokiteśvara starts to describe reality as he sees it, through the lens of this profound wisdom. And what he sees? Well, it's about to turn everything we think we know completely upside down. Now, before we go any further, there's a key term we've got to know, Prajñāpāramitā. It basically means the perfection of wisdom. But this isn't about being a genius or knowing a ton of facts. It's more like a direct, laser-like insight into how things really are, beneath the surface of how they appear. And that's exactly what Avalokiteśvara is tapped into. So what is this mind-blowing answer? Avalokiteśvara cuts right to the chase. He says that when he looks deeply at his own existence, he sees that the 5 things that we think make up a person are all fundamentally empty. So what are these 5 components? They're called the skandhas. Think of them as the building blocks of you. You've got your physical form, your body, the stuff around you. You've got your sensations like, ooh, that's nice, or ouch, that hurts. Then there's perception, which slaps a label on it. Then formations, which are all your mental habits and reactions. And finally, there's consciousness, the basic awareness of it all. We assume that if you pile all these up, you get a solid, lasting me. The sutra says, maybe look a little closer. And that brings us to maybe the most famous lines in all of Buddhist literature. Form is not different from emptiness. Emptiness is not different from form. Form is exactly emptiness. Emptiness is exactly form. It sounds like a total riddle, right? A paradox that has fascinated people for centuries. Okay, let's break this down because it's super important. When the sutra says emptiness, it does not mean nothingness. It's not saying you don't exist. It's saying that everything, including you, is empty of a separate, permanent, independent identity. Think of a wave in the ocean. The wave has a form, right? But is it separate from the ocean? Nope. It's just the ocean taking that shape for a moment. In the same way, the physical world, that's form, and its interconnected, constantly changing nature, that's emptiness, are not 2 different things. They're just 2 sides of the very same coin. So you might be thinking, okay, that's a cool philosophical idea, but so what? Why does it matter to me? Well, here's why. Because understanding this, really getting it, is the direct path to freedom from suffering. Let's see how that works. You see, if nothing has a fixed, separate self, then all our big, heavy concepts start to fall apart. Things aren't really born or destroyed, they just change. All the labels we're obsessed with, good, bad, success, failure, pure, impure, they're all relative. They're not the ultimate truth of things. And the sutra just keeps going. It starts dismantling our whole world. In this ultimate reality, there's no fixed self. There are no fixed senses. And then it gets even more radical. It says there's no suffering, no path, and even no wisdom to gain. It basically takes every concept we cling to, even the religious ones, and shows us they're empty too. It leaves absolutely no stone unturned. Okay, so after tearing everything down, what's left? It might sound terrifying, but the result is actually the opposite. When you stop clinging to all these fixed ideas about yourself and the world, your mind becomes open, unobstructed. All the walls we build come down. And a mind without walls is a mind without fear.
I just love this line. It's the destination, far from inverted dreams and delusions. It's like waking up from a dream you didn't even know you were having. You finally stop seeing reality through all the distorted filters of your ego and your fears. You see things clearly, just as they are. And that, right there, is ultimate peace. Now, after explaining this incredibly deep philosophy, the sutra does something really practical and amazing. It takes this entire complex path to freedom and distills it into a single powerful sound, a mantra. And the text does not undersell this mantra. I mean, listen to this. It's called the Great True Mantra, the Great Bright Mantra, the Unsurpassed Mantra. Basically, it's the best of the best. Why? Because it's said to be the truth itself, a sound that embodies all this wisdom and has the power to cut right through suffering. And here it is, in its original form. It's more than just a collection of words. It's considered to be the very vibration of enlightenment.
So what does it mean? Well, it's not really a statement. It's more like a celebration of a journey. It builds on itself step by step. Gone, gone, gone beyond, completely gone beyond, all the way to the other shore, to enlightenment. And it ends with, yes, enlightenment, let it be. It's this powerful call to move forward from suffering to awakening.
So at this point, Avalokiteśvara's teaching is done. The mantra has been spoken, and now the one figure who's been silent this whole time, the Buddha, finally comes out of his meditation. And what are his first words? Pure praise. He says, excellent. Excellent. It is so, it is so. He's basically saying, you nailed it. That's exactly right. He gives Avalokiteśvara's whole teaching his complete and total validation. It's the ultimate stamp of approval.
And with the Buddha's blessing, the whole story wraps up. Everyone who was there, the monks, the bodhisattvas, even gods and humans, they all hear it, they get it, and they rejoice. The wisdom has been successfully passed on. It's a beautiful ending.
So we're left with this huge, profound idea. In a world that's constantly telling us to build ourselves up, to get more, to define ourselves by what we have and what we do, this text poses a pretty radical question. What if true freedom, real, lasting peace, isn't found in anything we can grab onto? What if it's found in letting go and seeing the beautiful, interconnected, and ultimately empty nature of everything? It's definitely something to think about.